It was just a typical Friday afternoon. I was at work. I work at a manufacturing plant, and I'm walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden I just felt a tingly feeling throughout my body, and it like made me stop, and I just kind of like looked down at my body, and it's like, never felt that before, you know. But then I continued to walk, and still felt just a little bit funny. So I get back to my office, and I sit down in my chair, and you know, I kind of kick back and try to assess what was going on, and that made me a little bit lightheaded, you know. But then I started to sweat a little bit, and that's just, it's not really like me. I don't sweat a whole lot unless I'm working out or something of that nature. So I picked up the phone and called our HR director, and I said, I'm not feeling too good. She says, well, do you want me to like call somebody or drive you somewhere? And I said, yeah, why don't you call 911? They got there within 5 minutes, and paramedics come in. They hooked up a 12 lead to me, and the paramedic looks at me, he says, it appears that you're having a heart attack. So prior to my heart attack, I always felt that I was a pretty healthy guy. I was 175 pounds at the time, and had just lost 40 pounds and had maintained that, and was working out 3 or 4 days a week and eating much better. So when I had my heart attack, it just kind of like totally threw me for a loop, because I didn't understand it at all. I'm in the recovery room, and my son was there, and I looked at him and I said, hey, what's up? He says, you need 3 stents. I'm like, oh, cool, when am I gonna get those? He said, they already put them in you. He said, you flatlined 3 times. They had to shock you 11 times. They didn't think that you were gonna make it.
It was me and my brother. We went to the hospital. I remember my brother was freaking out. My brother was like crying and like, how are you guys so calm? And like, the doctor had heard us talking about Willits, and he turned around really fast. He was like, Willits? Like, oh, he's in the cath lab. He just, we almost lost him. And so we walked to where he was at, the room he was at. He kind of realized how real it was.
That's when it just all started to kind of like click on what I had just experienced. I still hadn't put it all together, but I realized that what I felt was death. I felt what it was like to die. I felt the last, what was almost the last breath of you know, my life, and an experience like that is everlasting. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about it. But it's also a wake-up call, and it was an opportunity for me, unlike many others that didn't get that opportunity to make a change, to want to not have to go through that experience again. Cleared out all the junk in my refrigerator, just threw it away, went across the street to the grocery store, picked up every leafy green that they sell. Of course, it's all labeled when it's on the counter and you pick it up, but when I got home, I had no idea what to do with it. I mean, I didn't even, there was no label, I didn't even know what it was anymore, so I couldn't even like Google it to see what I was supposed to do with it. But from that day on, it's been over 4.5 years now, I have not touched any animal or dairy product whatsoever, and I really don't intend to. A lot of people think that I'm extreme with what I do, and you know, I get it. You know, maybe I am, but with what I experienced, I mean, that was an extreme thing to me, you know, and so it was worth taking a chance. It's been 4.5 years now. I've never felt better. Feeling what it's like to die just gives you a total different perspective. And knowing that you've made some adjustments to hopefully prevent that from happening again is a peace that I wish everybody could experience. So some of the foods that everybody says, oh, yeah, I could never do this, I can never give up that. But really, more than giving something up, you learn a whole new set of foods that you never really knew existed out there. You get to try so many new things that are just as good as the ones that you used to have that you forget all about them. If I wouldn't have gone through what I went through, and somebody tried to get me to, go to a plant-based diet, I probably would have had a few choice words for them, or at least told them that they were crazy, because I was in the pizza business for almost 25 years, and I could eat pizza every day. I never got sick of pizza. So for somebody to tell me that that I would be at this position in my life, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have told them that they had lost their mind. I used to love pizza, cheese, lasagna, all that stuff, but I just gave up all meat and dairy. And lunch and dinner, I've got a couple of recipes that I seem to like a lot. I'm a simple guy, so I like stuff easy, and this is something that anybody can do at home. It's all these ingredients are available at your store. Start out with I'm just going to do some brown rice and some black beans in this particular case. You can use any variety of beans. I've got some red peppers, some green peppers, some onion. I've got some organic mini bella mushrooms. Love mushrooms, and then I'll just throw a little bit of mix a little bit of salsa in there, and some nooch, some nutritional yeast, which is our favorite. Gives it a little bit of cheesy flavor. Can't eat anything without some nooch, and just any fresh vegetables that are in season or look good. Any of you can do it at home with ingredients from your grocery store, in your garden, or whatever. Super easy, super nutritious for you, and share it with everybody. One of the most powerful things about this way of eating, a whole food plant-based diet, is the peace that goes along with it. Because I know that I am doing everything within my powers to be as healthy as I possibly can. Again, is it going to continue to work? Longevity is the only thing that's going to determine that, But I can tell you that there is an incredible peace of mind that goes along with knowing that you're healthy. In the last 4.5 years, I have been within 10 pounds, give or take one way or the other. There's no more of that fluctuation, up and down, up and down, up and down. And really the only time that changes is if I'm training for something, because a year after my heart attack, or my rebirth, my survival, I wanted to do something special. So I'm like, what can I do, man? It's like, well, people run and do like a 5K, for commemorative reasons. So maybe I can find a 5K, in the area. hoping that I wouldn't because I hate running, but sure enough, I found one, that was within the area, and so I had like 4 weeks to train for a 5K. But I ran it, and but it felt really good, and 4 weeks later I ran a 10K. 6 months later I ran a half marathon. A year and a half later I ran a marathon. I didn't want to just be another one of those people that had a heart attack and it's going to lead to another heart attack and another heart attack. Thank goodness I came across the whole food, plant-based diet, because the alternative was death in my mind, and I'd already experienced that and I didn't like it, and I didn't want to do that again. So I was just determined to make this happen. You give me a plan to do and tell me it's going to work, I'll work that plan, and I'll tell you for myself if it's going to work, and so far it's worked.